We're all doing well today. If you're new to my channel, hello, my name is Ruby and I make everything from beauty and fashion videos to lifestyle and wellness videos. So if that sounds like something that interests you, I really hope that you choose to stick around. I woke up today planning on filming like a completely different video, which I honestly might still film later today, but the idea for this video popped into my head and I thought that this story might be very, very helpful to some. So I thought, why not just turn on my camera, no script, and just start talking. So today's video, as you can probably already tell from the title, is going to be all about my decision to leave college. Do I regret it? Why did I choose to leave college? And just kind of my story. So ever since I was a little kid, college was always on my radar. I always wanted to go to college, specifically like for musical theater and drama. Like I knew what I wanted to go for. I knew kind of where I wanted to go. I knew that I wanted to stay in New York City. And I had like my whole list of colleges and conservatories like planned in my head since I was very, very little. I'm gonna kind of like jump quickly through this first part of the story because I feel like a lot of you guys already know it. Junior year, I did all of my college tours. I went very, very early just because I was so excited to like find my true home. And then in like December/January of my senior year, I started auditioning for my theater colleges and conservatories. And then by May, I had made my official decision that I was going to be going to the New York Film Academy specifically for their musical theater conservatory. I absolutely loved that school, NYFA for short. So that's what I'm like gonna call it for the rest of the video. NYFA was just so amazing. Literally from like the second that I walked in, I knew that that was the school for me. And I just thought, you know what, as long as I can get in, I will make this work. This is the school for me. I really loved it because since it was a conservatory, I knew that it was only a 2-year program, which really, really intrigued me, and I'm gonna explain why. So for those who don't know, I am a working actress in New York City. I've been a working actress since I was a very, very little kid, and I knew that during my school experience, while I really wanted to have a schooling experience, I didn't want that to mean that I was going to have to stop auditioning and stop working. And the great thing about NYFA is they were so encouraging about the fact that I should in fact keep auditioning, especially if that had been my life for a really, really long time. And so that's also one of the reasons that I wanted to choose the school, and knowing that it was only a 2-year program felt like a little bit less time and a little bit less of a commitment, and so that way I could kind of learn what I really, really needed to know in those 2 years and then get back out into the real world with my new training and start booking bigger projects. Like I said, in May, I made my official college like public announcement. I had known that that's probably where I was gonna go for like a few months up until that point, but I didn't want to make a public announcement until May and like shortly after graduation. And then the first week of June, I moved up to New York full time, and then I immediately just like started getting to work. I got a job at e.l.f. Cosmetics as a makeup artist and a sales associate, and then 2 months after moving here, I booked my first off-Broadway show, which was crazy. Crazy for a multitude of reasons. One, because I didn't think that I would book that big of a project so soon after moving to the city full time. And then also just like crazy wonderful because life works in mysterious ways, and that's actually where I met my boyfriend Kevin. So the show was just like one of the biggest blessings in my life for a lot of reasons. But it was really bizarre because I remember my show ended on September 17th. And then I started school on September 18th. So it was a really bizarre, like sudden switch. It was just really weird for me to have to like go from literally doing what actors dream of, like what young actors just like pray for, to then going to like sit behind a desk and learning about things that I had already done, if that makes any sense. And I'm not saying that like I felt like I was better than the students there. I am not saying that I was above college. I was just saying that it was like a really, really weird, like quick transition. But I knew that even though I had reached this like milestone in my young career, if you will, that I still had so much to learn. So of course I was like beyond excited to be at NYFA, and so the first week of classes happened. It was mostly like orientation, and then we got into like the actual like substance of the classes. So the classes were fantastic. I could make a whole video about how much I love NYFA and how much I would recommend anybody interested in aspects of the arts to go to that school. It is seriously so wonderful. And while I was in classes, I continued to audition, which was definitely a little challenging. You know, it was really hard. There were days where like I honestly would miss classes to go to like really, really, really important auditions. But that only happened once in a while, but there were auditions that I felt like I kind of had to go to just because they were like so important. And then the ones that were like a little smaller, if it worked out that I could like go from like a class ending to the audition and make it back in time for my next class, I would still go. So I was like working really hard inside and outside of school. Like I was just trying to make it work, and it was very difficult, but it was also very rewarding. However, like there were definitely like times of frustration because I knew that like if I wasn't in school, I could continue to audition a little bit more frequently. I wouldn't have to be worried about like missing classes. And so there was a definite like struggle of kind of like finding like the balance and like trying to pull back a little bit on auditioning, but knowing that that really wasn't what I wanted or quite frankly like needed to be doing. But like regardless of that like mild, like not even frustration, just like a new adjustment to like my new life, school was fantastic, the classes were amazing, and then winter break happened. So like I said goodbye to my friends like nothing was weird, and I was gonna see them in 2 weeks. And then literally like 3 days later after my winter break started, I got a call from TheaterWorks USA, which is a theater production company here in New York City, and they called me asking to see me for an audition. So I went in, I had my audition, I made a whole video about like my national tour announcement where I kind of go into this story a little bit more in depth, but to give you the quick version, it was a crazy whirlwind experience. I went in, I auditioned, I felt good, but I still didn't really know what they were wanting to see me for. I didn't know if they just wanted to see me to get to know me or if there was a project that they were interested in using me for. And I left my audition like feeling good, and I was kind of like, all right, like that was a fun way to start off my winter break. And literally an hour later, I got an email with a contract offer for their next national tour. And I remember I had literally just walked back into my home from this audition, and I like opened up my phone and I was like, oh my gosh, my life is about to change. This national tour was a big deal for many reasons. One, it was my first national tour offer that I've ever received, and also it's an equity national tour, meaning I got what is called my equity card, which basically means I am a part of the official Actors Union now. Basically with your equity card as an actor, you can now go into Broadway auditions a lot easier. It's a lot easier to like kind of walk into the bigger auditions. It makes you a little bit more like respected in the acting community. To say that you have your equity card is just a really big deal, and to be offered it at such a young age was like such an honor. And honestly, like as soon as I got that email, I knew that I couldn't turn it down. I was like so excited, I was jumping on the couch, nobody else was home, like my boyfriend wasn't picking up his phone, I was literally like freaking out, and then all of a sudden I like plopped down on my couch and I was like, oh my god, this means I have to leave NYFA. Like for some reason it didn't really compute with me that like taking a national tour and being out of town for 6 months would mean like I had to leave my school. It was also just like really crazy to me because I hadn't even like finished the semester at NYFA yet. Like finals for the fall semester weren't until that January after winter break. So like I hadn't even finished a semester of college before being given this like incredible opportunity and having to make a really big choice. So I was like mildly freaking out, which I feel like anybody in my shoes would have been. And so I knew that I had like a choice to make because TheaterWorks really needed an answer, and I knew that like in order to give them an answer, I'd have to give NYFA an answer first. So I was conflicted, and I'm gonna be really honest with you guys because college was always something that I really wanted to do, but in the back of my head, I knew that I was never going to complete college. Not because I'm not interested in school, not because I don't care about college, but because I just knew that I was most likely going to book something that was going to take me out of school. And that's strictly just because I really started at like a different level than a lot of college kids like me who are going to arts colleges and arts conservatories. I was just starting at a different level. I already had a network of connections here in New York, and I just knew that most likely, even though I really wanted to complete my college education, I probably was going to have like a project presented to me that was going to take me away from school. So finally, like my parents picked up their phones and I told them that I was presented with this opportunity, and they were both like incredibly supportive, and they were like, Ruby, like we know that you want to take this, so take it. This is huge, this is incredible. You're going to be out in the world doing what you're currently in school getting an education for, like, take it. And then the next thing I did, which was really, really important to me, was I called my boyfriend Kevin, one, to tell him the news, but also he went to a 4-year university for theater and business, and because he completed his college education, I just really wanted to pick his brain and talk to him for a little bit. You know, I asked him, I was like, do you regret staying in college? Do you wish that you would have like been more active, like auditioning while in college and like, you know, gotten a job that would have taken you out? Or do you think that your degree is really, really important? Do you think that I should stay? You know, it's only 2 years. Maybe I'll be presented with another national tour from this company afterwards. Like, I really just don't fully know what to do. I know what I want to do, but I don't know if that's gonna be what's the most beneficial to like me and my journey in my life. And he was like super, super supportive. And he said basically what I kind of already knew, which was in the arts, everybody's journey to how they reach their like career is completely different. You know, it's not an academic like career. It's not a doctor or a lawyer where there are very specific steps that you have to take in order to like get that degree. You know, in the arts, it's a very like creative path, obviously, and you kind of build your own road of how to get to where you want to be. And he basically just said, Ruby, he goes, you know, you want to take this, so take the job and just go. And so I did. I took the leap, and that afternoon I emailed the president of my conservatory and I just explained my situation, and I said, you know, I think that I would be a fool to not take this opportunity. I've loved my time at NYFA. I will always cherish it. The friends I have made are absolutely amazing, and I know that I will keep in contact with them for a very long time, but I feel like I need to go and take this. And the school was more than supportive. They were like, you know what, Ruby, you are at a point in your life and you are at a point in your career where yes, you should take this, you are ready. Like, we would tell you if we didn't think that you were ready, but like, yes, you absolutely should take this. Which really gave me like peace of mind, because I didn't want to leave like any bad blood with the conservatory, if that makes any sense, because I didn't want them to think that like my experience with them thus far like hadn't mattered and I was just looking for a way out. You know, I honestly, like, I was auditioning while I was in school, but I wasn't expecting to book like a national tour that would take me out of New York for, you know, a while on and off. I was like maybe expecting to book like a couple commercials, maybe some like independent films, but like this was like way beyond anything that I thought was going to happen at 18 years old. And so I took the national tour. As I'm filming this, I am currently on the last month of my contract, and looking back on this entire experience and where I am now versus right before I took the job, I can honestly say that I really don't regret leaving school. For me personally, I really do think that this is the journey that I am meant to be on. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and this definitely happened for a very specific reason. This national tour has taught me so much. You know, I've gotten to travel across the country. I've made friends that will last me a lifetime. I've gained so much experience as an actor, more so than I really think I could ever learn like sitting behind a desk. You know, I feel like conservatories and universities can teach you a lot, but there is really something to be said about just going out and like just doing it. So I wanted to make this video because a lot of people, when I made my national tour announcement, they were like, well, obviously this means like you're leaving college. Are you gonna go back? Do you regret like the fact that you're leaving? And so I just wanted to kind of make this video for those who maybe are facing a similar situation or will be facing a similar situation in the future. But for me personally, no, I do not regret leaving college. No, I can't really see myself going back at this point, just because now that I have my equity card, I'm at a level where I can really like audition consistently, and a school schedule would just not match up with my like career schedule, if you will. But that is my story. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I just wanted to like sit down, or wait, no, I'm standing. I guess I wanted to stand and tell you guys this story just because I feel like it's something that I haven't talked about that I really should, and I like to be as real with you guys as possible on this channel. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a big thumbs up to let me know that you would like to see more of me on this channel. Please subscribe and help me grow the Ruby Rocks the World family. It would mean the world to me. Follow me on all my social media networks. Links are always in the down bar below. I hope that you guys are having an awesome day, night, afternoon, whenever you all are watching this video, and I will talk to you guys in my next one. Okay? Bye, everybody.